With massive arms of justice, Fitton reveals his next move that will squash Mueller's game by US4Trump.com. America's watchdog Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch, joins Judge Jeanine Pirro on Fox News. These two powerhouses discuss the reality that is stranger than fiction. Judicial Watch sues the government for factual information with FOIA lawsuits. As the judge tells Fitton, "You are the one, and I always give you the credit because it always amazes me, but for you, we wouldn't know half the stuff we're finding out about." The judge tells Tom, "You could actually write a novel, a mystery novel, and no one would believe. With all the facts and evidence you've gotten, we should all give Tom Fitton a big shout out to express, I hate these pop-ups, to express our gratitude that he and his team have done selflessly for the American people." Let's take a quick listen. Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton joins me to discuss President Trump revoking the security clearance of former CIA Director Brennan and who might be next. Take a look.
Here with reaction to it all, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton, who joins me now. All right, Tom, before I even get to this question of the security clearances, look, you are the one, and I always give you credit because it just amazes me, but for you, we wouldn't know half the stuff we're finding out about. And you can actually write a novel, a mystery novel, no one would believe it, with all facts from evidence that you've gotten. So now we find out that Bruce Orr, his wife's being paid by the group that got money from Hillary Clinton, and he's trying to back channel this guy fired by the FBI who did the dossier. I mean, it's just incestuous dirt. So, how are you getting this information, and what do you expect to go for next?
Well, it's interesting. We have 3 lawsuits for Bruce Orr materials pending in federal court. Next week we have a court hearing. One judge yelled at the Justice Department for not moving on our FOIA request. They've been sitting on it since December about Bruce Orr. We have a production of documents due at the end of next week, so we could be getting more information on Bruce Orr as soon as next week over the objections of the Justice Department and with the help of a federal court judge who's yelling at the Justice Department to get their act together and start producing and searching for records.
You know what doesn't make sense to me, Tom? I mean, there is something called the Freedom of Information Act. All right, and every time you ask for something, it seems to me that it gets to the core of this Russia collusion, teed up, framed investigation, Donald Trump being framed, that they say no, no, no. At some point, somebody's got to say, they keep saying no, 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 so maybe they're corrupt too.
Well, the Justice Department and FBI have been covering up for this gang for over a year at least. You know, this Bruce Orr material, DOJ's known about it since at least December, you can bet. And it's a regular Peyton Place over at the Justice Department. You got Bruce Orr with his wife working at Fusion GPS. You had the affair between Page and Peter Strzok. And so you've got these marital and adulterous conflicts of interest that have absolutely compromised the Russia investigation. It's just extraordinary. Talk about a novel. And it shows you why the Mueller team is so loath to allow the release of information about what went on here. Because this stonewalling isn't about the DOJ, it's about protecting Mueller and allowing his harassing investigation, again, harassing investigation of the Trump presidency to continue.
You know, in the New York Times article from today, it looks like someone's panicking, Tom, I got to tell you. You know, trying to make it look to Don McGahn like Donald Trump is framing you, he's teeing you up for the fall. Something's going on here. But let me just ask you this. Do we know how the dossier got from Steele to the FBI?
It looks like it went through Bruce Orr. It looks like it also may have come through the State Department through people like Sidney Blumenthal and that gang. The dossier in many ways has 1,000 fathers, all of whom associated with the Clinton campaign. You can't, and of course Mueller is relying on the dossier as part of his investigation. So the Justice Department is on the side of the dossier and its authors, as opposed to the rule of law and the conspiratorial and the conspiracy theorists who are pushing it.
All right, now you just said a name that just something went off in my head. You're talking about Sidney Blumenthal. It reminds me there was another Clinton person who had a security clearance who stuffed secrets in his socks. Who was that?
Oh, that was Sandy Berger.
Sandy Berger. So let me ask you this, because we got like 15 seconds left. And in the next block, I'm going to talk about security clearances. Should any of these bozos who've been fired still have their security clearances, and what's taking so long?
It's the deep state. There's this corrupt attitude that people can maintain their security clearances even after they don't need them. Not only should Brennan, but everyone who loses their job or ends their job at the federal government should lose their security clearances. And this group that gets courtesy security clearances, it's at odds with the public interest and our national security.
All right, Tom Fitton, thanks for what you do. Keep us in the loop on what you find out.
You're welcome. Thanks for mentioning Sandy Berger. He's a good example of why we should cut security clearances off.
Thank you.
Well, it's a regular Peyton Place at DOJ. You've got Bruce Orr with his wife working at Fusion GPS. You have the affair between Page and Peter Strzok, and you've got these marital and adulterous conflicts of interest that have absolutely compromised the Russia investigation. Tom could have not been more correct when he selected Peyton Place to characterize the corrupt Obama years in our government. As a quick refresher, recall that Peyton Place is a storyline which follows the residents of a small fictional New England mill town in the years surrounding World War II, where a scandal, homicide, suicide, incest, and moral hypocrisy belie its tranquil facade. Peyton Place sums up the Obama years. Furthermore, it is a far throw from the fake picture Obama painted for the American people when he said, "We didn't have a scandal that embarrassed us until now. That is, what's next?" Fitton tells Judge Janine that Judicial Watch has 3 lawsuits for Bruce Orr materials pending in federal court. Specifically, more information is soon being released, perhaps as quickly as next week. Hopefully the information will arrive prior to the August 28th closed-door testimony with Bruce Orr will give in front of a joint congressional committee. In ending, are you ready for the truth to reveal itself? Oh, absolutely. And what I agree with Tom Fitton, that he says once they stop working for the Justice Department and whatnot, or are fired, they should automatically lose their security clearance. So this is a big shakeup for the swamp creatures, because they have monetized their security clearances to the extent that it's shocking, because Comey and Mueller both made millions with their security clearances. They wouldn't have been hired with these top agencies and for that kind of money if they had no security clearance. And they are supposed to be working for the people and not for their own benefit to this extent. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.